Imagine the scene. It's Christmas in the early 1990s. You're the envy of the playground with your Amiga 500. Amiga being the Spanish for girlfriend, and 500 clearly being a reference to how many said girlfriends you'll like to have after showing off your 3¼ inch floppy collection. And to cap it all off, there's a sequel to the seminal masterpiece, The Secret of Monkey Island. You can hardly contain your excitement as you scamper down the stairs. There it is. Your heart pounds as you tear the wrapping. You'd asked your mum for that new pirate adventure game months ago. Oh, bugger. That's right, Hook, based on the movie that Steven Spielberg himself considers his very worst.
Yeah, Hook traumatized me. I have PTS Hook, and the film should have been a musical. It was my first impulse to make it into a musical. Leslie Bricusse and John Williams had written 7 songs. I've got the songs. I've got them all. I got the sheet music for the songs, and I absolutely chickened out at the last minute, and that was my mistake. It could have been a better movie as a musical.
Ironically, the story of adults being bloodthirsty pirates and children believing in magic and fairies is mirrored in the way the movie was perceived at the time. The children who watched Hook had plenty of happy thoughts about it. The critics, complained about its bloated runtime and lack of respect for the source material. Captain Roger Ebert said, "The sad thing about the screenplay for Hook is that it's so correctly titled. This whole construction is really nothing more than a hook to which to hang a new version of the Peter Pan story. No effort is made to involve Peter's magic in the changed world he now inhabits, and little thought has been given to Captain Hook's extraordinary persistence in waiting to revisit the events of the past. The failure of Hook is its inability to reimagine the material, to find something new, fresh or urgent to do with the Peter Pan myth. Lacking that, Steven Spielberg should simply have remade the original story straight for this generation."
Bad form!
Bad form, Roger. Bad form. The movie is a delight, turning the myth of Peter Pan on its head. The boy who would never grow up has become the worst kind of adult. The 90s was such a wholesome decade. The zenith of wickedness was the dad who misses his kid's baseball game. There's great deference given to the original source material in actual fact, with multiple references to the book. The sets and costumes are all perfect. The score is by John Williams no less, and Dustin Hoffman and Bob Hoskins are in sparkling form as Hook and Smee.
I hate Peter Pan!
Banning, as he is now known, is played by the celebrated Robin Williams. Whilst it was unusual at the time to see him play such a serious role, he's the perfect choice for the Pan Man-child. And it's not nostalgia goggles talking. Let's ask a 5-year-old who watched it just yesterday.
One of my favourite things, he was very silly. He forgot about that, very silly. Peter Pan was being silly.
So, my review of the Hook point-and-click adventure game. Hook is an adventure game based on the movie of the same name. Wait, what, you expected more? Yes, well that's how I felt after playing this game. It's criminally short. When I played this as a child, this too never really worked. I always wondered what adventures I was missing. Spoilers, it's a maze and a slingshot. You see, the movie was about Peter Banning not being a good father to his children. Now that's a deep concept for a video game, and it's completely cut. Not important? What do you mean they're not important? That's your kids. He really is a bad dad. Banning arrives home from Granny Wendy's hoedown and his kids are already gone. That's fine though, we have a clear objective. You're not wandering around wondering what to do. You're taken to Neverland and you have to find Hook and beg for the safe return of the children. It follows the movie closely, which is to the game's credit, but it chooses to focus on the most mundane plot points. In the movie, Tinkerbell slaps a pirate uniform on Peter and he meets the titular Hook, only to fail miserably. The character of Hook in this game is not developed in any way, shape or form. Consider how we get multiple cutscenes of LeChuck throughout Monkey Island to build the threat towards an inevitable showdown.
It's days like this that make you glad to be dead.
Oh, yes, sir. Glad to be dead.
You are glad to be dead, right?
Oh, yes, sir. I feel so lucky that you happened to capture my ship, then murdered me and everyone on board.
Hook in this game is on a ship having a conversation out of frame and Banning first needs to dress himself. That's right, this 3-second gag where Banning climbs aboard Hook's ship dressed as a pirate constitutes one half of the entire video game. Even when we're dressed, we can't just walk past this small crowd of non-animating pirates. Okay, fine. At least we know what to do. Point-and-click games where you're wandering around aimlessly looking for a quest are much worse than this. In fact, Banning knows exactly what he's looking for the second he arrives. From his dialogue with NPCs, he immediately knows he won't be allowed on board without a hat, coat and pants. He also knows he'll need a magnet somehow. This was the 3rd or 4th character I spoke to, and the first that didn't tell me to bugger off. And we're just randomly asking for a metal detector. Sorry, a magnet. This makes no sense. This dialogue option should be turned off until we see the map on the dentist's wall. Lazy programming? The game came out a couple of years after the movie, so it can't be rushed to tie in with the release. Either way, it makes an already short game far too easy. If it wasn't for the lack of hotspots and some occasional difficulty spikes, it would be over in the time it takes to walk the plank. The brilliant movie, okay, I get it, this movie and I need to get a room, had so many extras. Every scene is so dense.
It's so dense, every single image has so many things going on.
Pirate Cove in Hook, the game, is much more sedate. That's fine, go with that. There are moments when the MIDI track isn't playing that it feels quite atmospheric. But why do all these pirates have to be so lifeless? They tell you to go away even when you're dressed as a pirate. I get they wouldn't want to talk to a lawyer in funny clothes, but they should be your best bud once you've stolen their pants. In fact, they don't even know how hard we've worked. And the lack of idle animation means the game doesn't feel lived in. I guess it might have used up more memory, but I'd take swapping a couple more floppies to release this guy from NPC purgatory. This lost boy is not even a sentient life form according to Banning. There are a couple of difficulty spikes which stop you in your tracks. The hat puzzle is a nice one, you have to swing across and take it off the guy's head, but you have to use the grappling hook again to distract the washerwoman. But you have to do it so fast. Come on, throw it! No, don't check it. Come on, Banning, time is money. Wait, isn't this character supposed to be terrified of flying? He spends most of this game web swinging. Some items are hidden in other items, which is not a puzzle. Making things hard to find is not fun. It just demonstrates you don't actually want me to find the item, because it's blatantly obvious what I should do with it. Actually, why does a conch shell make a goose fly? So Peter finds his happy place in a nice scene where he explores the old tree with Tinkerbell. And we now have this epic war we've been hearing about since we booted up DOSBox. And it's a guessing game. It's like they played the insult sword fighting in Monkey Island and decided it would be much improved by removing all the humour and cleverness. Eventually, Hook gets bored and jumps off the plank. Patton never uses his newfound flying skills. Guess that would require another 2 megabytes of memory. Tell you what my happy thought is.
We're a band of vicious pirates.
Sailing out to sea. When you hear our gentle singing,
You'll be sure to turn and flee.
Oh, this is just ridiculous. Come on, men. We've got to recover that map.
that pirate will be done for when he falls into our trap. We're a club attuned for rovers.
We can sing in every clef.
We can even hit the high notes.
It's just too bad we're tone deaf.
A pirate I was meant to be, trim the sails and roam the sea.
Let's go defeat that evil pirate.
We know he's sure to lose because we know just where to fire it.
We're thieving balladeers.
A gang of cutthroat mugs.
To fight us off, you won't need guns.
Just jolly good earplugs.
A pirate I was meant to be, trim the sails and roam the sea.
All right, crew, let's get to work.
Our vocation's a thing we love, a thing we'd never shirk. We'll fight you in the harbor.
We'll battle you on land.
But when you meet singing pirates,
There'll be more than you can stand.
Oh, that was a good one.
No, it wasn't. Less singing, more sailing.
when we defeat our wicked foe, his ship he will be bailing.
he tried to fight us.
You will get a nasty whacking.
If you disrespect our singing, we will feed you to a kraken. A pirate I was meant to be. Trim the sails and roam the sea.
No time for song. We've got to move.
The battle will be long, but our courage we will prove. We're a pack of scurvy sea dogs.
Have we pity, not a dram?
We all eat roasted garlic.
Then sing from the diaphragm.
A pirate I was meant to be. Trim the sails and roam the sea.
I'm getting so sick of you guys and your rhyming.
We're ready to set sail, though the cannons need a priming.
We're troublesome corsairs, and we've come to steal your treasures.
We would shoot you on the downbeat.
But we gotta rest 5 measures. A pirate I was meant to be. Trim the sails and roam the sea.
Stop!
The brass is what we'll polish, and the deck is what we'll mop.
You say you're nasty pirates, scheming, thieving, bad bushwhackers. From what I've seen, I tell you, you're not pirates, you're just slackers.
A pirate I was meant to be. Trim the sails and roam the sea.
We'll surely avoid scurvy if we all eat an orange.
And,
Well, door hinge? No. Guess the song's over then.
guess so.
Okay, back to work.
Well, gee, I feel a little guilty now.